Hello, it's Aubrey at aubreycara.co. I am your root rising catalyst. I am an intuitive guide, a holistic health coach, an herbalist, a personal chef, but ultimately I am a person that is trying to connect other people with returning to their places of sacredness and to rooting into the foundation of their infiniteness. So if that calls to you, feel free to check me out on any social media platform at Aubrey Cara. The other day I was recording a podcast with one of my dear friends who is a tarot reader at Heart Song Tarot on Instagram. And we were recording a podcast which is Root Rising on iTunes. Feel free to check it out. And the podcast was all about the new moon and the solar eclipse that we just came through on the 15th. If you've been paying attention at all to what's going on in the United States, it's obviously been a week that has come with a lot of grief and emotional distrust, to say the very least, on that situation. And so the eclipse is really brought in an energy of a new beginning, and really an energy of transformation and clearing out the things that no longer serve us and clearing out what we would call shadow aspects or things that feel a little bit murky and weigh us down. And that can come through in a varying circumstances. Like, we could be engaged in conversations with people that we know just don't really they don't really get us. They don't really get our vibe. They are just sort of there and not necessarily contributing to walking away and feeling like, oh, wow, that conversation really energized me, right? We could eat foods that feel like really heavy in our bodies and we walk away not feeling the best. And we're like, well, that could have been a choice that I could have made differently. There is also like the emotional components of it, where we could be in this old thought cycle of like, I'm not good enough, or I will never be lovable, or I'm not worthy. And so all of those aspects really come up in a solar eclipse and in a new moon energy to help us get clear on what is it that we would like to clean out. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think this is a great time for detoxification. So where I'm currently at in the south of the United States, it's warm today, which is fantastic. I will take a warm reprieve. I have all of the windows open in the home so that it can be completely aired out of everything that's been stored up from the winter months, right? And not necessarily the best. And so detoxification is such a hot term. So detoxification is really important for a numerous amounts of reasons. And since I do health coaching and my training has been in the physical body, that's where we will begin, and then we will explore the emotional components, even the spiritual components of a detox. So in the podcast, we were exploring, ways that we are vulnerable with ourselves. And I think in the springtime, this automatically elicits this belief of oh, it's time for spring cleaning. I need to open all the windows in my home and clear it out and really dust the baseboards and do the whole cleaning process. And I think the same rings true for a lot of people within doing a detox in the springtime. From their bodies, because we've ate really heavy foods in the winter, things that keep us really warm and comfortable and cozy. And then all of a sudden the springtime is coming around and we're really oh, I want to clean out. I want to feel lighter in my body. Summer is on the horizon in a lot of ways. And so doing a detoxification has a lot of mysticism around it. There's a lot of different programs that are out there for people to buy into. And I will always be a proponent of using food as medicine. That is my true belief, and that is the foundation of everything that I stand on. And so with doing food as medicine and in conjunction with, in connection with doing a detox, I'm going to give some pointers that are pretty simple. They're things that are easy to find in your health food stores and in your grocery stores. And then there's always the handy dandy Amazon that can help deliver things straight to your door. So for me, when I am doing a detox, I really am increasing the amount of lemons and limes that I have in my home. Lemons and limes and any type of citrus are going to help to alkaline our body. They are acidic in general, however, with the consumption of them, they help to bind to toxins and to also help detoxify our bodies. They also are really great at amplifying vitamins and minerals found in our foods. So a lot of people are doing juice cleanses or raw food diets during times of detoxification, especially in the springtime. And in a lot of those juice cleanses, you'll typically find some sort of citrus. And the citrus is in there really as an amplifier. You can think of it as like a multivitamin in a lot of ways. Like you squeeze on citrus into your kale salad or into your green smoothie, and it amplifies the antioxidants found in those things, and so that really helps to cleanse the body on a natural level. Plus, citruses are really kind to cleaning out junk that is typically like residing in our kidneys and in our liver, and it offers a really gentle cleanse. So starting the morning first thing with a glass of water and a little bit of lemon or lime juice or grapefruit juice or orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, is a great way to get a little bit of citrus in there and to naturally detox your body on a very simplistic level. I'm not really a huge proponent of buying into a lot of supplements and a lot of products. So if I can make it simple and I can go to my kitchen and use that as my pharmacy first and foremost, that's where I'm going to end up. So the lemons, the limes, anything citrus is a great place to start. The second thing that I really always lean towards to in a detox is a sea vegetable or a sea algae. The two most common sea algae that you can find are chlorella and spirulina. These are extremely nutrient-rich foods. They're extremely nutrient-dense. They help to alkaline our body. Alkalinity is super important at reducing inflammation. It helps balance our pH levels. It helps us absorb nutrients a lot more. And it really takes the stress off of our major organs. And the reality is most of us live acidic lives. That's why in the previous videos we've talked about inflammation not only happening from dietary changes, but also from emotional circumstances. So spirulina and chlorella can be added into really anything. It's dependent upon your taste buds. So I keep spirulina in the house, and I add it into applesauce for my son and myself. We add it into yogurt, and into our smoothies. A little bit is all you need. It's like 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then you will sprinkle it onto anything that you can get your hands on that will probably mask the flavor. So if you're somebody that is a little sensitive to fish or the taste of the ocean, spirulina may be a harder sell for you. And if that is the case, then you can go ahead and get yourself capsules. And take that in the capsule form, which is a lot easier. The same thing goes with chlorella. Chlorella really helps to bind to toxins. It's a major detoxifier, and it has been studied to bind to heavy metals and pull them out of our digestive tracts. This is another way that it's helping to reduce inflammation in our systems. But both of them are so nutrient dense, like either one will work. I think it's mostly a matter of what can you find easiest and also what flavor profile fits you best. For me, I think spirulina is a little bit more approachable in a lot of manners than chlorella. Chlorella, I need it in a tablet form. That said, if you can't find spirulina or chlorella, which if you have questions on either of those, feel free to email me or comment on this video, because I would love to talk to you more about that. And my email is aubrey@aubreycara.co. So sea vegetables are another thing that you can consume and incorporate into your diet when you are doing a detoxification specifically. And the sea vegetable I would recommend is any type of seaweed. Kombu or kelp is my all-time favorite because it does not have flavor and you use it to soak anything in. So your beans, your nuts, your grains, even your water, you can add a piece of it to your water, and that way you are really amplifying the detoxification process of your body. So sea algae and sea vegetables, highly pertinent to detoxification along with the citruses. And then the third thing that I will tell you about that I think is the only supplement, the only two supplements that I would recommend are bentonite clay and activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is that the black charcoal that you're starting to see in toothpaste and in deodorants and in shampoos and in face masks. But it's really a heavy hitter in detoxification. We use it a lot. My son and I have food allergies, and so if we have had a sneak attack of a food allergen and we are reacting to it, we get the activated charcoal out because it binds to the allergen to help remove it. But it really works great on a detoxification process. The same thing with bentonite clay. You can take a capsule full of it or like a fourth of a teaspoon. Both of them are the same dosages. And you would take them on a daily basis. I will say with both of them, you do not want to be on them long term. So when I am taking them, it's usually like I've committed to a 3-day cleanse. And that doesn't mean I'm not eating. That doesn't mean that I am fasting and like the only thing I'm living off of is water. I am just supporting my body with these things. And in also supporting my body, I'm looking at a lot of bone broths. This is a beautiful breeze coming through. I do a lot of bone broth. So I'm hand making my bone broth. If you are hand making your bone broth, add a piece of kombu or kelp into it to help with the binding to the toxins and the detoxification process in your body. You can also do just a lot of gentle liquids. So herbal teas are really great, specifically dandelion root tea and dandelion leaf tea are really pertinent at helping detoxify our liver and our kidneys. The thing that I like to keep in mind with detoxes is that I'm just going to go really gently. That's all I'm doing is I'm going gently, and I'm not going to go, let's say, have a cheeseburger and french fries. I'm probably going to opt for a salad and have some herbal tea with it or water with lemon. It's really just a process to internalize and be really gentle with myself. And the same thing comes up with emotional stuff. So whenever we're in a detoxification process, we are releasing what no longer serves us. We are releasing the things that have been building up in our systems that are starting to weigh us down. And we've just talked about it from a digestive perspective and from a physical perspective. But then there's like the emotional components of it that maybe you've been making a lot of choices that don't serve you the best. And maybe those choices have really emotionally exhausted you. This week I've had a really low energy and I've really just wanted to sleep. And then I've looked at a lot of the thought patterns I've had going on or the ways that I have been doing self-care. And I've had this awareness that I haven't been doing self-care. I haven't been journaling. I haven't been making sure I'm drinking enough water during the day. I haven't been being real intentional with my baths or real intentional with my thoughts. And with that, there is obviously an emotional component that I can detox. When we talk about emotionally detoxing, then there's other rituals that we can do. We can journal them. We can write out everything that we are ready to release. We can put it on a paper and we can burn it in a ceremony. We can take a really big Epsom salt bath where we are getting into the bath with the intention of I am releasing these emotions that do not serve me anymore, and when I come out of this bath, they will be gone. You can grab some pieces of crystals. Like selenite is really great for cleansing away things that are no longer serving you, or even getting some black obsidian, or even jet or hematite, which are really dark stones that absorb negative emotions. Those are great things to keep on hold if you are trying to do an emotional detoxification. But again, you can see like there's a real softness here. There's a softening into what is it that I need? What is it that my body is asking for? What is it that my spirit is asking for? Yesterday I walked out and I laid on my dock and I just laid there and listened to the water. And that was the first time I've ever done that. And I realized like that's what my body's been needing, is to be able to have a willingness to soften into my needs. So when we approach detoxes as a way of transformation, as a way of clearing out, as a way of honoring this new moon and the solar eclipse that has brought shadow into the light again, I just would like to challenge you to think of it more in a simplistic manner of that I don't need to go out and purchase a bunch of stuff. I don't need to commit to this for the next 15 days. I literally can spend an intentional afternoon really honing into my body and paying attention to what's coming up that no longer serves me, and asking what else is possible here that I'm not even seeing. So if this message resonates with you, I would really urge you to please go on my website and check out all the other freebies that are on there and ways that you can work with me. But I would also really encourage you to go to the iTunes or however you access your podcast and find Root Rising, because the podcast that was just launched on vulnerable embodiment is so significant on how can we become vulnerable with ourselves and aid in releasing what no longer serves us, from a physical standpoint on the foods that we're eating to an emotional standpoint on the company that we're keeping externally and internally. I hope this resonated with you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.